Hello, today I will be presenting why G1 Optimus Prime could beat MCU Thanos even with the gauntlet. There will be some spoilers. If you haven't seen Loki, sorry, there's going to be some spoilers for that in this video. So first of all, why won't the snap work? Well, in Loki, we found out that all living things that are sentient have a soul signature. In order for the snap to work on a living being, they have to have a soul. Beings that do not have souls are not affected like this. As we've seen, there are sentient beings like Ultron, Rogue AIs, Jarvis, and Friday was not affected by the snap, even though they are technically sentient. Going back to the topic of the Loki series, we also know that the TVA does not classify as robots as living because they do not have souls. In most fiction, robots end up being cannon fodder or easily destroyed by superhumans like Superman, Thor, and the Hulk. Optimus Prime has had many great feats, but one that really sticks out is the fact that he was ripped apart and still managed to stay functional even while his body parts were in separate locations. Another great feat of Optimus Prime is when he was shot in the face point blank by the Dark Matrix, which is just a dark version of the normal Matrix that he has. And his Matrix was capable of destroying an entire planet. Megatron, Optimus Prime's arch nemesis, who is thought to be just as strong as Optimus, has survived a planet-moving explosion that knocked Cybertron out of Earth's orbit. A blast this strong is equal to 12,000 yotatons. This blast left Megatron with a scarred body and cracks all over. Later in the series, during the Transformers the movie, Optimus Prime punched Megatron so hard that similar damage was done, having formed cracks all over his body and his face. This must mean that Optimus can punch with the force of a planet-moving explosion. Another great feat Optimus Prime has shown is lifting an oil tanker with ease that weighed around 120 tons. Optimus Prime has also shown different instances where he moved between Mach 5 and Mach 10 speeds. Thanos is strong, but how does he really compare? One thing people really like to talk about is how Thanos broke the surface of Titan's moon and slung it at the Avengers. This is due to Thanos' most destructive stone, the Power Stone, which is capable of leveling cities just as Ronan used it. The power he receives by using the stones comes at a cost though. As we can see, it drains him and deals damage as he uses them more often. We also saw that Captain Marvel was able to overpower the strength of all the stones in one blast. However, she was knocked back when Thanos grabbed the Power Stone and hit her in the head. Thanos was able to compete with the speed of Thor and Captain America, but he seemed outclassed when it came to Tony Stark and his armor. In many instances, Tony Stark was able to outmaneuver and outspeed Thanos with his Mark 50 armor, which isn't even his fastest armor. The Mark 40, or also known as the shotgun armor, is Tony Stark's fastest armor, and it can move up to 3,500 miles per hour, which is also around Mach 5 speed. This means Tony Stark's Mark 50 must have been moving slower, which means that Thanos moves slower than Mach 5 speeds. Overall, Optimus Prime beats Thanos in speed, strength, and durability. However, for intellect and technique, I was a bit harder to determine. Although I gave both of these to Optimus Prime, he is 10,000 years old while Thanos is only 1,000 years old. He has a lot more experience in fighting, and both don't really have a set technique of fighting, so I just gave this win to Optimus Prime.